Hi everyone, my name is Funing. I'm a senior at Wellesley College, majoring in computer science and English. And today I'm really excited to be sharing about my project on a character identification and representation pipeline for English novels. First, let me invite you to consider the characters in Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, or in any book that you've read recently. All of the characters, each and every one of them has their individual personality traits and their own characteristics. And throughout those interactions with different characters, we see how the plot develops and the story more concretely throughout the novel. And inspired by our process of reading the novel and understanding the characters, I am also interested in how a computer understands and represents the literary characters from an NLP perspective. So therefore, I have developed 3 research questions as follows. The first one being, how do we automatically extract or identify the literary characters from an unstructured text of an English novel? And then the second and the third question is more about the representation of literary characters, about how do we quantify and represent literary characters using modeling, and how well do those representations enhance or contradict to our understanding. Therefore, my paper has 3 following contributions. The first one being an end-to-end scalable literary character extraction pipeline using a state-of-the-art NLP techniques. And the second one being developing robust definition of characters from narrative theory, as well as the representation extraction pipelines for each. And thirdly, I have also developed concrete and interpretable metrics for comparing and evaluating different character representations. This is an overview of my pipeline, or part of my pipeline, of the character identification and one representation extraction on character being represented as the sequence of events they're involved in. So you see that I have the entity recognition module, the character co-reference module, and the event mining. And I extract the embedding representations for the characters, and then I have an array of distance and similarity metrics to evaluate and compare those different characters. And I also have a library of visualizations set up for interpretability. Although I can talk more about the pipeline maybe in the poster, let me just show you a brief fun results from Austen's Sense and Sensibility. So overall, in the entire book, I have around 200 character clusters, and 35 characters has more than 20 mentions in the entire book, which counts as more than 98% of the total mentions. And what are those mentions, you might ask? We see that the results for the top 35 character mentions as below, and we do see that sometimes it's mostly sensible results, although sometimes the novels, the model still sees the pronouns as entities, and sometimes the prevalent characters get represented in different clusters. However, what's interesting to note is the distribution of mentions between the 2 sisters, the Dashwood sisters, Eleanor and Marianne. Those of you who read the book might know Eleanor is a really sensible character, while Marianne is really sentimental, so they present 2 ends of the spectrum. And we see it's really interesting to see Eleanor as a sensible character is represented twice in the novel. And as a humanist reading the book, I always thought that the 2 sisters are represented about equally in the novel, and probably because Marianne is much more active, and say that she is really proactively asking and having a lot of very emotional actions, while Eleanor is always the sensible sister, the big sister is taking care of the family. However, if we do think about this problem matter more deeply, we do see that Eleanor is present throughout the entire novel, maybe in a less active way. However, she is present in different conversations or letters, and she is always the subject of a lot of other people's work about her. So it does make sense to be like that. However, this is an example of how those computer extractions can help us to have a different understanding of the novel. And thank you so much for listening to my video pitch. And for more information, I look forward to seeing you in my IIII poster session. And also feel free to contact me through email below. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.